say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and their rackets regular, their boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway, the host for tonight's Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, brought to us by Cyber Thunder Racing League. My name is Chris, and I had so much fun last week, I figured I'd have another turn. Speaking of turning, we are going to be turning left all night long here on this 1.5 mile track. Track temperature right now looking really good, about 83 degrees. Pretty nice ambient temperature of 79 as we get ready to go. We're still working practice right now. Got a special gentleman here joining us in the booth. His name is Jesse Cunningham. Jesse is the vice president for Wheels for Warriors USA. Jesse, welcome to the Turn 3 booth.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. I just want to say a special thank you to all of you guys for your support, and thank you for helping us do what we do.
Couldn't, like I said before we went live, I hadn't heard of Wheels for Warriors USA before last week, but man, what a great thing. And why don't you just go ahead, let's start it off. What is Wheels for Warriors USA?
Wheels for Warriors USA is a national nonprofit. We are just a handful of people based out of Nebraska that are building mentorships for veterans through a mentorship program through motorcycling. And what we do is we partner with veteran organizations and riding organizations all over the United States. And we have them sponsor a veteran for a minimum of a year to help the veteran just get out, get riding, enjoy some motorcycle therapy, and just start living life and getting out of that dark headspace that sometimes veterans get into, and just be there. Within the programs, we have a direct mentor that is just there for the veteran 24/7, there to support them and help them get back to living life and finding that sense of service.
It's awesome, bud. Are you guys active in all 50 states?
We are, like I said, we're based out of Lincoln, but we do these programs all over the United States. We have not done one in every state so far, but we are definitely looking. We're looking for groups that are willing to sponsor a veteran, and we're also looking for veterans that can benefit from this type of program.
Okay, and if you have a group out there, who and how would they contact?
We are on every type of social media. You can find us on our website. It is www.wheelsforwarriors.com. w4wusa.org. You can get our contact off of there. You can hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, any way you can. It's easy to find, and we'd be happy to talk to you.
Awesome, bud. And before we went live here, we were talking a little bit, and you were mentioning a couple of pretty cool things coming down the pipe for the Wheels for Warriors USA charity. Why don't we talk about those for just a moment? And I think the biggest one, I mean, you were talking about possible TV show.
Yeah, I met a gentleman in Missouri at a motorcycle rally last year. It's another veteran organization that we're going to be partnering with. But the gentleman I met, his name is Max Martini. He did a movie called Sergeant Will Gardner. That's actually about a veteran who actually steals the guy's motorcycle and drives it across country to reunite with family and veteran friends. But Max Martini, I've been talking to him over the last year, and I pitched the idea of doing Wheels for Warriors as a TV show. And Max said that he may know a couple guys that are interested. So we are currently filming a pilot episode. And once that is complete, we're going to send it off to him, and he'll share it with the powers to be in Hollywood, and maybe it'll become a thing.
That is, I'll tell you, that is really cool. And, you know, as we were talking about earlier, it would be nice to kind of see both sides of the story, both the giver and the receiver. And you were saying some of the stories that you were hearing out of this throughout the time you've been doing it have been pretty remarkable.
Yeah. So, you know, giving a bike to a veteran to give them therapy to get out and ride, and you know, those types of things. That's, you know, that's the amazing part of the program, is healing veterans. But the other side to the coin that we really didn't expect is the people who are donating motorcycles. For instance, we had a veteran from California who was a veteran himself who had a traumatic brain injury. And before he was losing his cognitive abilities and things of that nature, he had us come out and pick up his bike, and he wanted his motorcycle to go to a veteran, and we picked it up. We also had a mom and dad of a veteran who donated their son's motorcycle who was killed in Iraq. So the stories are really remarkable. And when you use these motorcycles to heal veterans, there's definitely two sides to the story that need to be told. And, you know, it's pretty remarkable. It's really remarkable.
Yeah, that's pretty intense. I like I said to you before, I'm not a veteran myself, but I come from a family of them. And actually the race car driver that I crew chief for is also a veteran with some minor PTSD stuff going on. He already has a motorcycle, and he definitely rides it a lot. He says it helps clear his brain, and I believe him. He's on it enough. How many bikes have you been responsible for yet, as far as getting them into the vet's hands?
Well, Jade Bell, that many of you may know, he's a good friend of mine from years back. We started riding motorcycles years ago. I'm not going to date how old we are, but it's been.
Oop, we lost you, bud. And unfortunately right now we seem to have lost Jesse. So we're going to step away from him for just a second. Jesse, if you can hear me, just speak up when you can, and I'll get you right back in. Meanwhile, we are still watching practice live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Right now, we're looking at the 41 of John Dykeman, and he's got a couple of drivers right around him, kind of trying to figure out what it's like to be side by side here on this 1.5 mile track. I will in just a second. All right, Jesse, welcome back, bud.
Sorry about that. Yeah, as I was saying, Jade Bell, who's racing, is a good friend of mine from years ago. He helped start Wheels for Warriors USA, and we actually have a group from the Combat Vets Motorcycle Association in Las Vegas, who is what we consider our brother-sister group to doing these programs. Combined, Wheels for Warriors, we just presented our 27th motorcycle program last weekend in Las Vegas. They presented 2, so that makes 29 Wheels for Warriors USA programs.
29. And how long have you guys been doing this?
I came on about 5 years ago.
That is incredible. So first of all, let's take everybody through what you have to do here. First of all, you have a charity, and then you have to start getting the word out, and then you have to find a donor, and then you have to find a recipient. I mean, this is not easy stuff, and for you guys to have done this so quickly is my hat's off. Wow, I applaud you guys.
Yeah, the need is definitely there, and that's why this has taken off so quickly. Veterans, and I'm speaking from personal experience because I'm a veteran who deals with PTSD. But we don't particularly like going to the VA and sitting in a circle and talking about our feelings. What we do like being around is other veterans who understand. If we're having a bad day dealing with some things, we don't, want to go talk to a therapist. We want to go be around our brothers, our sisters who have been there, who have done it, who may not necessarily want to just be there to talk about our feelings, but they just are going to be there to support us. So what we do is we look for a program. When we do these programs, we look for a veteran organization who's willing to provide that for a veteran, who's going to be there to support that veteran when they are in need. And a lot of times when we explain what we're doing to these groups, they already have a veteran in mind. They know somebody. Once the motorcycle is, found, if we have one, we want to make sure that the motorcycle is, good for that veteran, set up for that veteran, meets the needs of the veteran. We'll customize customize the motorcycle, rebuild it, and present it to them, and then they can become a part of that group.
So awesome. So awesome. All right, Jesse. So I don't know. Have you watched these guys here from Cyber Thunder at all on YouTube?
Yes, I did last year. I have not had an opportunity this year, but it's pretty cool. They got me roped in pretty quick last year when I started watching these races. I was trying to figure out how I could get this set up in my house.
Oh, it's pretty easy. I can talk you through that in a heartbeat. But just understand, it's a rabbit hole.
That's the thing, is I got so many hobbies as it is. If I picked up another one, I don't know if the wife would appreciate that.
Yeah. I have a lot of guys who make sure that they thank their wife for giving them enough time, and it's pretty neat. But Jesse, I got to be honest. I feel good about helping out here this weekend, or this week again. This is again just a temporary thing. Usually Dave is up here helping out in the booth, but because of some stuff that's happening outside of racing, trying to buy a house, he's not here this week. He will be back next time, but I'll tell you, I am so happy I had the opportunity to learn about your charity and what it does and everything else. It's really, really great. Do you have any last comments or anything at all that you want to get out there before we kind of cut you loose?
All I would say is if anybody out there listening, watching, can share our mission, go to our website, share it, send it to veterans, get our name out there. Word of mouth is everything to us. And keep an eye out this next year, because we've got a lot of big things coming. The Powerball lottery, the guys who created the Powerball lottery are going to be raffling off a bike for us at the beginning of the year. We just got a lot of big things coming. So spread our name, look for us, because we're coming and we're here to stay. So get used to seeing us.
What a great thing, man. And I can't thank you enough. It's pretty impressive to have people out there that are so willing to help others who may be having a tough time transitioning back. And it's really great. I've seen it firsthand, what it's like when somebody's having a bad day. And guys, it is really, really tough. Be there for anybody that and don't have to ask a lot of questions. They're going to say what they want to say. Just be there and support them in any way that you can. Jesse, I can't thank you enough, man. It's been an honor to meet you here and have a chance to talk to you.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. And thank you again for all of your support. Cyber Thunder Racing League, you guys have been great to us. We just We just thank you guys.
All right, guys. And with that, we're going to step away for a commercial break. Practice is just finishing up, qualifying right after this, and then we're going to go to the green flag. We will be right back live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series, and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
All right, we are back here live at Charlotte on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Qualifying underway. So far, 9 drivers have stepped out on track to get this one going. Want to thank everybody once again for tuning into the Turn 3 Racing Network. We really do appreciate it. If e-speed is what you need, well, Turn 3 is where you need to be, because every single night we've got something going on here. Right now, we're on Kyle Jetty. Jetty, one of the faster drivers here during practice. Right now, Mard back in the 4th place starting spot after he has completed his qualifying effort. David Rogerson is finishing up his 2nd lap. Let's see what he's able to do. Bumps up to 5th spot. Not bad with a 30.051. A few other drivers on track right now. Bob Rogerson, Zach Cahalis, and Anthony Hanna. If you guys missed last week's race, make sure to go check it out. Unbelievable Daytona. 0 cautions. It was a fantastic race. A lot of fun to call and a great way to get to know a group of guys. I'll tell you what. They were on fire last week. A lot of fun. Anthony Hanna crossed the start finish line. First lap, 34.319. That's good enough for a 13th starting spot. He's got one more lap to do. And it looks like Bob Rogerson right now about to finish his 2nd lap. He goes across the start finish line, jumps up through the 5th spot, a 30.040. So a good qualifying effort out of Bob Rogerson. We'll hop over to Cahalis. Cahalis right now being scored in 9th. Anthony Hanna is just finishing up his 2nd, a 30.052, good enough for 7th. We move over to Crank Bell. He's cranking it up, trying to qualify for tonight's race. He's got about a half a lap before he goes under the stopwatch here for qualifying. I believe next week these guys are going to be off. Then they come back loud and proud at Watkins Glen. It's going to be awesome. I love me some road course racing. Crank Bell now on the stopwatch. Tom Richer in the 8th spot here so far after his first lap. So 34 looking good. Todd Neese sneaks into a 14th. And his number 60. Charlotte, one of those cookie cutter type tracks at 1.45 miles. But it is anything but the average racetrack. Turn 1, there is a serious bump there, and if you hit it wrong, you are going to pay. It can really, really upset the car. Craig Bell, his first lap, puts him at 14th. Tom Richard takes over second spot, and Todd Neese 7th. Mike Grandy Sr. out there getting ready to start his first. Actually, he has already started his first lap. He's almost completed it. And Craig Bell across the start finish line. Gonna move himself up to 11th. And Mike Grandy Sr., oh my. First lap, good enough for the pole. Big time lap, big time speed out of Mike Grandy Sr. Couple other drivers starting to pop onto the track. Eric Moore and Cole Gray getting set to start their first time under the stopwatch. But we have a pole sitter in Mike Grandy Sr. Let's see if he improves his time. He does not. Just a little bit slower that second lap, but good, still good enough for the pole here. We joined John Dykeman. Dykeman out there getting ready to take the stopwatch. Qualifying with a little less than 4 minutes to go. Now Dykeman on the stopwatch. Here we go into turn number 1. You see how he keeps it up just a little bit higher. That entry point on the low side of the track, very, very tough. It can really upset the car if you're not expecting it. But the 41 stayed up just a little bit high out of turn 1. Now coming out of turn number 4. And across the line for his first lap. It's good enough for 15th spot. Eric Moore crosses the line for his second lap and launches up to 7th place. Back in with the 41 now, John Dykeman. And John on his second lap going to be 16th quickest. Andrew Koska out on track, just finishing up his second lap. And he's going to be 18th of 31.010. Let's remember our pole time right now is a 29.97. Second spot, Chris Dean, 29.98. Third, Tom Richard, going to be 29.99. Eric Anderson, a 29.99. So top 5 are going to be close with Cody Richardson rounding out that top 5. His best lap time during qualifying, a 30.01. Kyle Jetty right there with a 30.01, along with Eric Moore. Cole Gray, a 30.02, a 30.04 for the 9th place runner of Bob Rogerson, and Todd Neese, a 30.05. So, yeah, you want to talk about close? These guys are running very close out there right now. On board with Patrick Stein. Stein in the number 89. His second lap. Going to launch him up to 22nd starting spot. So a little bit slow maybe here during qualifying, waiting for the actual race to start. And we've got about a minute 15. A minute 15, make it a minute 10 left of the qualifying session. Nobody else on track right now, so it looks like we may be done. And if that's the case, Mike Grandy Sr. gonna take away the pole title here tonight with a very, very quick 29.97. Again, here we are, Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, brought to you by Cyber Thunder Racing League. 1.45 mile track temperature. On the track right now, 81 degrees, 79 ambient temperature. We want to thank our sponsors, www.w4wusa.org. Turn 3 Racing Network. Mountain Mafia Kennels, and Dave in the Cave is also listed as a sponsor. I believe he is looking to give away a bike. So good for him. And with that, qualifying has wound up. And we're going to get ready for the grid right after this. Starting on the pole tonight, out of Voodoo, it's number 12, Mike Grandy Sr. to his outside. It's going to be the double shot number 2 driver, Chris Dean. Inside of row number 2, it's going to be the team XLR number 34 of Tom Richer to his outside. Underdog Racing's number 43 of Eric Anderson. Starting inside of row number 3 out of Mad Sim Racing, it's going to be the 64 of Cody Richardson. And to his outside out of Shavoda Motorsports, the 42 of Kyle Jetty. Starting in 7th spot out of Longshot Motorsports, it's the number 5 of Eric Moore. And to his outside, it's going to be the Longshot Motorsports driver, the 88, Cole Gray. JR Motorsports in the number 78, Bob Rogerson, going to be starting in 9th. To his outside out of KJ D2 Racing, the number 60 of Todd Neese. David Rogerson in the number 37, going to be starting in the 11th spot here tonight. And Anthony Hanna in the 69 out of Shavoda Motorsports, going to be starting outside row number 6. Crank Bell out of Longshot Motorsports, going to start his number 14 in the 13th spot. Mad Sim Racing's number 77 of Dave Sanders, going to be starting in 14th. Underdog Racing, number 32, Chris Wold, going to be starting in the 15th spot. To his outside, it's going to be the Mad Sim Racing number 41 of John Dykeman. Shavoda Motorsports, number 24, Zach Kahalis, going to be starting in the 17th spot. To his outside, out of Mad Sim Racing, it's going to be Andrew Koska and his number 47. Bill Jetty, out of Shavoda Motorsports, going to be starting in 19th in his number 28. Jason Dullen in the 22, outside row number 10. Row number 11 is going to be the Underdog Racing Team's number 80 of Matt Shantosh. To his outside, out of Mad Sim Racing, the 89 of Patrick Stein. Starting 23rd on the field tonight, the 51 out of Mad Sim Racing, it's going to be Jerry Isaacs. And to his outside, the 4 out of Longshot Motorsports, Paul Turner. Starting 25th here tonight, it is going to be Andrew Caldwell, Terry Beeman, Scott Crouch, Mike Silverson, and Brian Dorsey. Shotgun on the field in 29th spot, our race leader, our pole sitter, the 12, Mike Grandy Sr., looking at lights off on the official pace car here for iRacing. Pace car pulls off. We're waiting for the green flag to wave for the first time here tonight. And there it is. Green flag racing. Lap number 1 underway. On the outside, Chris Dean trying to take advantage of some early momentum. Will he be able to do it? Grandy trying to hold him off on the inside. The 34, Tom Richer, right there in case something happens. Chris Dean on the outside, using up that momentum. Now the 34 kind of can't decide which lane he wants to be in. The 2 sneaks down. Here he comes. Mike Grandy Sr. coming back for the race lead as all heck is starting to break loose. The 78 goes upside down. Caution, lap number 2. Wow. It didn't take long for the excitement to happen. as Bob Rogerson went upside down in that one. Let's go back and take a peek. The 78 on the inside gets a little contact by the 43. The 43 gets punted, and the 78 going for a ride, and a bunch of cars taken out with him. That is not how you want to start a race. Scott Crouch, who started way back in the field, his number 68 got a facelift, or at least a hood lift. It's gone. Dave Sanders also involved with that one, the number 77, mowing the yard, but looks like he's gonna come away with no damage on the 77, so Dave Sanders safe. And the last one that they're showing, Anthony Hanna in the 69. Again, no more front end, and into the 22, and it's all kinds of bad here on lap number 2. We go back live. We're working lap number 3 here under caution for the first time tonight here at Charlotte. Good to see you out there, Jay. Yeah, there's a lot of drivers that probably weren't supposed to wreck yet, but here we are. Caution, lap 2. We're now working lap number 4. Race leader is the 2 car. And that's Chris Dean, the Dean Machine. Tom Richer in second. Cody Richardson in third. Mike Grandy lost a bunch of spots there. He went back to the 5th place, excuse me, the 6th place, down 5 since the drop of the green. So the 12 car is going to have to make a little bit up. He was quick. No reason to think that he can't. As here we are under caution. Take the opportunity to look at some cars out there. These guys taking a tremendous amount of time to either find or paint their own cars. And the 42, Kyle Jetty last week, who finished on the podium, he did not paint his own car. He had somebody do it for him, and they did a fine job. We'll call it the snap-on. Zach Kahalis running the pink ribbon for breast cancer awareness this month. Hitting a little too close to home, as my grandmother actually started radiation today for breast cancer, so something to watch out for. All right, cars gonna line back up into columns of 2. Chris Dean on the inside to his outside, Tom Richer. Cody Richardson, Eric Moore in 3rd and 4th. Inside row number 3, Kyle Jetty. Outside of him, Mike Grandy Sr., our pole sitter. Looks like we have 4 drivers that may have retired for the evening already. Anthony Hanna, Scott Crouch. Oh, nope. Hanna's coming back out. So Scott Crouch, Eric Anderson, and Bob Rogerson. 3 drivers that don't look like they're going to make it back onto the racing surface. Yeah, thanks, bud. We have every hope and prayer that she's going to be just fine, just like we hope and pray that everybody who suffers with breast cancer comes out the exact same way. Chris Dean has control of the field. Green flag waves. Here we go. Back under full song. As Chris Dean going to lead him down into turn number 1. We're side by side here. A little bit loose is the number 20, the 88 of Cole Gray. So watch Gray as the tire pressures start to come up. But Chris Dean loving this package the way it sits right now. The 34 Tom Richer sitting in that second spot, and Eric Moore up 4 into the third spot. Side by side racing just behind him. That is for the 4th spot. Grandy Sr., our pole sitter, trying to get by Cody Richardson. Richardson on the inside. May not have a choice. Grandy drops down. He is clear. The 42 followed him through. That's Kyle Jetty. So just like that, Richardson drops 2. A lot of 2-wide racing here so far. You have to go all the way back to the 9th and 10th spot to find some 2x2 driving. On the outside, Cole Gray now drops it down to the inside groove. Gray in the 88. The 24 on the outside. Oh, we got one going. Oh, man, he got some air. That is the number 64, I believe. That's Cody Richardson. He got some air. These cars aren't really designed for that. I hope the splitter's okay. Up front, Chris Dean. Battle for third right now. Kyle Jetty in the 42, trying to take it from Eric Moore in the 5. Jetty on the inside, gonna take it away. Moore can't do a thing about it, so he falls back in line to the inside groove. Behind them, Mike Grandy is trying to put a little pressure on the 32 of Chris Wald. Crank Bell in the 14 didn't have the showing that he really wanted in Daytona last week. He was fast all week or all night, but got himself a lap down and was never really able to come back from that. Right now, a good performance out of him, up 6 spots in the 7th position as the front group starting to pull away just a little bit. Chris Wold in 7th spot, going to end the front group train. Zach Hollis starts up in the 8th spot, and he is leading a mess of cars right now. Andrew Koska in the 47, taking it to the inside and making the pass work. Behind him, Cole Gray. Gray in the 88 tried to get back down to the bottom. Just a little too much momentum. Had to pop it back out to the outside. He's going to pay because here comes the 41 of John Dykeman. Dykeman on the inside is going to make this one count through the corner. Dykeman going to put it out in front by a nose. The 46 of Andrew Caldwell right behind him, just kind of watching, waiting at the line. The 47... John Dykeman in the 41 had the position, and now he really has it. It's clear. The Mustang gets in front of the Chevy. Some good racing going on here so far. We did have that one caution way back on lap 2, but things seem to have straightened out a little bit. Tire pressures are up to where they belong. Cars are feeling good. We're going to get a long green flag run now. Chris Dean, the Dean Machine, up in your first place spot. Tom Richard, Kyle Jetty, your top 3. Eric Moore just outside, along with Craig Bell, rounding out the top 5. Mike Grandy Sr., our pole sitter here tonight, down 5, running in the 6th spot, trying to make it up. Chris Wold right behind him, and I do mean right behind him, in the number 32. Knocking on the door, trying to let him know he's there. Maybe trying to go down to the inside. Couldn't quite get there. The Bud Select car not able to get to the inside. Grandy saw it happening and blocked him down. Meanwhile, Zach Hallis in the 24, right behind him. And as those two race side by side, Cahalis is going to be able to catch him. Then it's just a matter of, well, it didn't last very long, did it? The 32, Chris Wold got right around Mike Grandy, our pole sitter, going backwards. The 24 trying to put a nose in. He does, coming out of the corner. Zach Kahalis now looking for a spot. He's already up 9 since the drop of the green flag. Kahalis getting around Mike Grandy, and so does Andrew Koska. Koska followed him through, and now the 47 stays down to the inside, the 24 to the outside. It's a battle through the corners. And coming out of turns 1 and 2, the 24 has a head of steam, but will it be enough? Andrew Koska in the 47 can't quite stay there. Has to bring it back behind the 24. Taking a look out of the roof cam. The 24 just to the outside. Andrew Koska going to make this one count. Down on the white line. Andrew Koska trying to take away a spot. Zach Kahalis fighting back on the outside. Great racing going on right here. This for the 7th spot, and Koska finally able to get around the 24. Kahalis can't hold on the outside. Here comes the 41 of Dykeman. John Dykeman up 7 spots since the drop of the green flag. Into the 9th spot. Behind him, our pole sitter, Mike Grandy Sr., who's going backwards. He's lost 9. Behind him, the second biggest mover of the race, Andrew Caldwell, up 14 into the 11th spot in his number 46. Biggest mover right now, the number 91, Tyler Beanman, up 15 since the drop of the green flag. And maybe looking for more. David Rogerson just in front of him, and Beanman is right on the back bumper. We check in now with our race leader, Chris Dean. Dean has a little bit of a cushion there, about 0.2 of a second, 2 car lengths, however you want to call it. Over Kyle Jetty, Tom Richer right behind him. Crank Bell into the 4th spot, Eric Moore in 5th. Go back to Tyler Beanman, who is starting to get a little racy with David Rogerson. He drops down to the inside, the Mustang. Going to take it down to the inside across the line, not going to have position, but maybe the next time. We've seen that inside line really working for some of these guys. The 69 coming out of pit road, that's Anthony Hanna. And the Mustang, driven by Tyler Beanman, trying to make that pass happen on the 37 of David Rogerson. Rogerson to the outside, able to hold on to the momentum. The 91 just looking for one little misstep out of the 37. And at the line this time, it is going to be the the 91 of Beanman on the inside. So Beanman now looking to try and clear that pass up in front of them. Mike Grandy and Cole Gray getting it on. Cole Gray on the inside in the 88. Grandy to the outside, and that hasn't worked for the 12 at all here tonight. A little bit of a steam, a little bit of momentum, but not enough. Cole Gray able to get around, and here comes Beanman in the 91. Tyler Beanman up 17 spots since the drop of the green flag, some 23 laps to go. Great mid-pack racing. Beanman now looking to the inside of Gray. Beanman in the 91 with the head of steam, takes it down low. The 88 fighting back on the outside. At the line, it's going to be Tyler Beanman with the spot. On the outside, Cole Gray trying to fight back, but we have not seen that being successful all night here, as Beanman now has officially picked up a spot. Cole Gray drops in behind. Now Gray looking for the crossover move. Drops down low, not going to have the steam to get there. Maybe towards the end of the next corner if Beanman can't keep it down lower. Heading to turn number 1, Tyler Beanman has to keep it down to the white line. And he does a much better job here through turns 1 and 2. And Cole Gray actually loses a bit of ground. Check in on our pole sitter tonight. It's not looking good here for Mike Grandy. He was so quick in qualifying, but right now running in the they'll make it 16th spot as 2 cars. Jerry Isaac and Jason Dalton able to get around him. Isaac's in the 51, just making that clear. And now here comes Todd Neese in the 60. Neese trying to put him down another spot as Grandy continues to fall back through the field. Back up with our race leader. He still has, well, actually it's grown just a little bit, just about 35 100ths of a second lead over Tom Richer. Kyle Jetty in the 3rd spot. Crank Belt, Eric Moore still holding on to the top 4 and 5 spots. Here comes Andrew Koska. Koska trying to get to the back door of Eric Moore. The 47, up 12 since the drop of the green flag. He knows how to get around this track. Now just has to catch Eric. Anthony Hanna may have had a little bit of a problem getting into pit road. Let's go back and take a peek. See the heavy damage on the right front. And don't see the issue with that. We go back live. Up front with Chris Dean. The Dean machine getting ready to put down another lap and start lap number 29 here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Could be a fuel strategy. You're absolutely right. Here we are working lap 29 of 120. So about 11 laps shy of being a third of the way through this one. The 41 of John Dykeman has caught the back bumper of Eric Moore. That would be for position number 5 if the 41 can get there. Meanwhile, behind them, the 47 of Koska. He's up 10 spots, trying to make it more. He goes down to the inside of the 24. The 24, Zach Hollis, doesn't even put a challenge on. Just moves up out of the way and then back in line. It's early on in this race. That's probably not the worst thing to do. Meanwhile, in front of them, John Dykeman to the inside now of Eric Moore, trying to take away the 5th spot. The 41 floats it up just a little bit high. Look out. Not going to be able to get there that time, but now Eric definitely knows he's there. Tyler Beeman up 19 spots, joins the top 10. In 10th spot is the 91. New 5th place runner now, John Dykeman. Eric Moore trying to stick it to the outside to try and get it back. Not going to happen. Here comes Andrew Koska. Koska going to take away another spot from Eric Moore. Moore trying to fight back on the outside, but just the outside just doesn't have the run, at least not yet in this young race. Just 32 laps, working number 33 right now. So John Dykeman joins the top 5, and behind him, Andrew Koska. Zach Kahalis trying to make his name known. Kahalis taking a look to the inside of Eric Moore. Not going to be able to do it that time by as Eric Moore kind of moves down just a little bit. The 24 has to reload. Moore moves down to the inside now, and the 41 comes down to meet him. Dykeman driving out of the mirror just a little bit, doing a good job. And while all that's happening, look who has caught him up. Tyler Beeman now in the 9th spot, up 20 positions as the 5 and the 24 head up the track. The 91 going to look to get to the inside. Tyler Beeman looking hard on the inside. The Mustang getting a little loose. Couldn't handle it. Tires may be starting to go away just a little bit on the 91 machine as he got loose trying to make that pass happen. And the rear end of that 91 is definitely floating around. We're looking to go too wide again. Almost 3. The 91 couldn't get there. The 24, Zach Kahalis down on the inside of Eric Moore. And Moore's in trouble. The 24, the 91 looking to come on through. Zach Kahalis has taken away a spot from Eric Moore. And he moves up the track. Oh, Eric Moore comes down. The 91 was already there. Tyler Beeman able to hold on to it. And Moore backs out of it just a little bit. He might lose another spot. Andrew Caldwell is right there. Couldn't make it happen. Caldwell up 15 spots in the top 10 in his number 46, trying to make it more. He goes to the outside of the 5, Eric Moore. We haven't seen that pass really happen here tonight. Now switches it down to the inside. Can't make a run at it. Has to reload. Eric Moore on the inside of the 46. The 46 going to make the pass happen. He is doing everything he can on the outside. And Andrew Caldwell makes it go on the outside. The 46 up to 9. Eric Moore down 3 in the 5 machine, running in the top 10. 10th is his position, but David Rogerson behind him in the 37. Meanwhile, up top, we have a new race leader. It's Tom Richer. Chris Dean running in the 2nd spot, so he gives up the race lead. Crank Bell in 3rd. So tires starting to go away a little bit on some of these drivers, and some of them are not able to hold on to it. Let's go back and take a look at the pass Tom Richer did on Christine to take over the race lead. He dropped down to the inside. The 34, Tom Richer, just like that, takes over the race lead. The 2 couldn't do anything about it. And we go back live. 41 laps down. We're about a third of the way through this one. New race leader for the first time here tonight, Tom Richer. Chris Dean, after taking away the race lead from our pole sitter, had led every lap. Pit stops are happening just very slowly. Cody Richardson right now on pit road. And now we've got a bunch. John Dykeman, Jason Dalton, Jerry Isaacs, Paul Turner, all bringing it down pit road. 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st positions on pit road. 22nd on back, at least one lap down. Zach Kahalis in the 6th position has a mirror full of the 91. Tyler Beeman, the driver that has gained the most positions here since the drop of the green flag, 22 of them so far, to be in the 7th spot. Beeman right now seems to be a little content running in the 7th spot. Zach Callis is just fine leaving him there. Tom Richter, our race leader, has got himself a bit of a gap. 1.1, make it 1.2 seconds here at the line. So Richter is rolling in that 34. Pit stops continuing to happen, but our race leaders have not come down yet. Top 14 drivers have not been on pit road. Mike Stiverson in the 15th spot is on pit road. And here comes our race leader, Tom Richter, bringing it down pit road. That's going to surrender the race lead over to the 14 of Crank Bell. So Bell going to stay out for an extra one, along with Andrew Koska, Tyler Beeman. Beeman now being scored 26 positions up from where he started here tonight on lap number 46. So no matter how you shake it, he is moving that 91 here tonight. But the guy on top, the 14, looks like he may be coming down pit road this time by. What's Andrew Koska going to do? He too will be bringing it down pit road along with Tyler Beeman. So looks like a bunch of guys now bringing it down. Chris Wold going to bring his 32 down. Dave Sanders going to stay out, at least for the moment. Sanders going to keep it out there. Oh, the 88 having troubles. He's going around in front of our race leader. He stays out of it. Sanders does a good job, but caution on the field, and that is going to trap some drivers. Dave Sanders holds on to it until the caution comes out. Does he have enough fuel to make it around? Oh, he does. Sanders last on pit road, lap number 3 during that first caution. So a little bit of pit strategy coming back to help out the 77 of Sanders. Well, under caution, we're going to step away for just a moment. Don't go away. We're going to side by side this thing. That way we don't miss any of the action on track. Back live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Crank Bell in the number 14, going to be listed as our race leader. All the drivers in front of him have to go around the pace car to get to the tail end of the lead lap. That's going to start off with the 88 of Cole Gray. Ray will be the first one to go around. And as soon as those caution lights get off, we're going to have 1.5 miles to catch the tail end of the rear. I guess the tail end of the field. 2 cautions so far here tonight. We're working lap number 49, and I can't thank you guys enough for joining us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Make sure you do every single night. There's a lot of great leagues, a lot of great drivers and personalities out there. No sense in just leaving it to one night. If you love racing, you'll love Turn 3. Pace car lights go off as we get ready to go back under the green flag. And somebody, I don't understand what's going on here. Our race leader having to go to the tail end of the field. Something going on with the server right now, I believe. Or maybe not. Who knows? Can't even find the pace car right now. There it is. Somewhere in there. There it is. The 34 going around him. That's Tom Richter. He was the race leader not that long ago. So it certainly does look like something is going on with the server. They've put the lights back up on the pace car. Maybe a little debris found on the track or something. As it looks like, well, our timing and scoring was right. Not entirely sure what was going on there, but I'm going to stick it with debris as the lights are off. Road crew has done its job. And we're going to go back under the green flag next time by Crank Bell. Going to be scored as your race leader. We got 2 slower drivers in front of him. Well, maybe not slower, but certainly at least a lap down. The 20 just ahead of our race leader being shown as the last car on the lead lap. In front of him, it's going to be Bill Jetty. So some work to do for those guys as they're going to be starting right in front of the race leader. And Crank has really shown that he has got some speed here tonight. He's up 12 positions since the drop of the green flag. 2 cautions here tonight. It's 200% more than last week at Daytona. Pace car drops off. We're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Crank Bell, the 3rd car in line, our race leader, single file restart. And it didn't take long for somebody to pop out to the outside. That's going to be the number 60 of Todd Neese. Oh, the 2 makes a little contact with the 91. And we go 3 wide racing here at Charlotte. Crank Bell leading the way. Andrew Koska in 2nd spot. Tyler Beeman, Todd Neese, 3rd and 4th. Chris Dean rounds out the top 5. Caution on the field once again. So we may have to give these guys just a minute to settle out what's going on. Let's take a look and see if this was called or not. It sure does look like it may have come down from race control. Yeah, it does. All right, so a couple of yellow flags. Chris Dean's going to bring it down pit road, take advantage of it. That'll put him on a different fuel strategy than a lot of the guys up front. And it's going to give us a moment. We're going to go ahead and step away. When we come back, we're going to see if we have this straightened out and go from there. Don't go away. Plenty of racing to go right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
We're back live here at Charlotte. The pace car lights are off. Cars are folded in 2 by 2. And I think we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing in just under a half a lap. So let's take a look at the field. Crank Bell, our race leader. To his outside, Andrew Koska. Tyler Beeman in third spot. Todd Neese to his outside. John Dykeman in the fifth position. And to his outside, the 64, Cody Richardson. As the pace car drops off, we're waiting for the return of the green flag. And here we go. Crank Bell gonna lead him across the line to work lap number 58. Oh boy, we're looking almost 3 wide here. As the 41, John Dykeman, was looking way to the inside, decided better of it. As it looks like he might have a place to go. The 41 looking really strong right now. Meanwhile, up front, Crank Bell having trouble shedding Andrew Koska on the outside. The 91 gonna move it on up. Tyler Beeman up 26 positions, moves it up to the outside and almost gets into the back of the 47. Meanwhile, Andrew Koska now with a head of steam on the outside, gonna take away the race lead. The 14 of Crank Bell gonna fire it back in on the inside, gonna try and take it right back. Crank Bell holding on to the inside, trying to make this one count. As they get ready to cross the line, it's Andrew Koska on the outside. Bell now through turns 1 and 2, taking it back. And gets in front of the 47 to try and whoa up that progress. Crank Bell, again, our race leader. Tyler Beeman up 26 spots to the third spot as the 60 of Todd Neese trying to get to the back bumper. Meanwhile, back in about 7th spot, it starts turning into a hairy nightmare as everybody's looking for position off from the restart. Andrew Caldwell in the number 46, running in the 8th spot, trying to get to the inside of Cody Richardson. Meanwhile, on the outside, Zach Kahalis trying to make that outside work, and right now it is. Oh, we've got bad troubles. The 42, the 46, and they all get together. The big one was supposed to happen last week, but here it is in Charlotte. Oh boy. Yellow flag flies once again. Caution number 4 here for the Cyber Thunder Racing League Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. And let's go back and see how this one all kind of unfolded. The 42 came down. He may have had a little help, so let's start with him. The 42, Kyle Jetty. And I believe he had some contact. Let's do this one more time. We're going to back up just a little bit. Yeah, the 64 went to the inside. I don't think Jetty saw him, but man, oh man, did it cause some mass problems out there. That's 2 drivers from the podium of last week that have had some serious issues. The first one, Eric Anderson, and now Jetty. And a lot of cars damaged in that one. What's the old adage? Cautions breed cautions. Well, there you go. Bell, Koska, Beeman, your top 3. Dykeman, Kahalis round out the top 5. Dean, Stein, Stuyvesant, and Jetty, top 9 drivers, stayed out on track. Everybody else is down pit road, either for fuel, tires, or service, or all 3, or all 2, any combination. Expect to see some long pit stops here after that. A lot of damage to repair. So just like that, we're back under caution here on lap number 64. Well, working lap number 64. And I believe we're going to step away again. When we come back, we're going to try and go green flag running like I know these guys can. We're a little over halfway done with this one at lap 64. Crank Bell, Andrew Koska, and Tyler Beeman, your top three. We'll be right back live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Back live here at Charlotte Motorsports Park, and we have got the same race leader, Craig Bell. Who's outside? Andrew Koska, Tyler Beeman, John Dykeman, your top 4. Zach Hallis rounds out the top 5. Looks like everybody's made it back out on track yet, with the exception of Jason Dalton in the 22. There's going to be a lot of torn up race cars out there going forward. Frank Bell having a good showing here tonight after what wasn't really a successful Daytona performance last week. While he had speed, he was down a lap at the end, and tonight leading the race as the pace car drops down, getting ready to go back to the green flag. Once again, Crank Bell, your race leader, on the inside in the number 14. Koska on the outside in the number 47. We go green flag racing one more time. It's a good battle for the race lead. The 14, the 47 side by side coming out of turn number 2. Down the backstretch they go. Koska with a bit of a race lead now. The 47 using the momentum on the outside. Crank Bell going to try and get back up there. Coming across the line, it's going to be Crank Bell in the 14. So you can get some good momentum on the outside, but it's terribly hard to pass. And the 14 knows it. He's going to try and squirt up in front. Oh, he does, but the 47 moves down to the inside. And oh, we've got action again. The 2 gets in. to the 91. And so far, we're still under green. They're still stacking up. The 91 goes upside down. He's flipping. Oh, no. Tyler Beeman, who had a great night going, just saw it go bye-bye. All right, let's go back and take a peek. The 91, a little bit squirrely. The 42, very squirrely. This is as they're all checking up. And look at that action. As that happened, Kyle Jetty in the 42 takes it down low, able to try and save his car. Chris Dean involved with it a little bit earlier, and the 2 car doesn't look too badly damaged. Cole Gray also had an off track there, and there it is, the 88 mowing along with that front splitter. So a lot of damaged vehicles once again. Let's go back and look at Cody Richardson. Richardson, the driver of the 64, just no place to go. He was trying to hold his line, hoping that guys bouncing off the wall would have been a little bit slower, but not going to happen tonight. So again, a lot of cars torn up out there on track. And we have a new race leader. It's going to be John Dykeman. Dykeman in the 41 with Patrick Stein behind him. Brian Dorsey in third. Kyle Jetty, Todd Neese rounding out the top 5. John Dykeman hasn't been on pit road since lap number 41. Here we are working lap number 70. Patrick Stein, last on pit road, lap 54. Brian Dorsey, 63. Kyle Jetty, 64. Todd Neese, 63. So, top 5, very different fuel strategies happening. 5 cautions into this one, and yeah, my goodness is right. One more caution, and I'm going to have to stop asking who's going to win. I'm going to start asking who's going to survive. This one, a big night of attrition here, as a lot of drivers are damaged. Well, their cars are damaged. Kyle Jetty was involved in one earlier, the 42 out on track, looking fairly decent. You can see the damage on the back end. The front seems to be okay. A little bit of damage on the left side. Right now, good enough for a 4th spot run as we await the caution lights on the track and the lights on top of the safety car to go out. They're out. One more lap. We go back green. Ready or not. New race leader, the Ford Mustang, number 41, driven by John Dykeman. 2nd spot, the Chevy of Patrick Stein. 3rd spot, the Toyota of Kyle Jetty. So a good mix if you're keeping track of manufacturers. Ford has 2 spots in the top 5. Chevy has 2 spots in the top 5. Toyota is doing what it can. If you missed the beginning of this broadcast, I encourage you to go back and watch the first 15 or so minutes, as I had an opportunity to talk with the vice president of Wheels for Warriors USA. Got a lot of great information about that charity, and I would encourage you to go back and listen in on that interview. As the pace car rolls down pit road, we're going to go back under the green flag. Dykeman starting from the outside as our race leader. Patrick Stein on the inside. And Dykeman with a great restart. Going to take over that race lead, no problem at all. Kyle Jetty on the outside in the 42, looking for second spot against Patrick Stein. Stein battling back on the inside. A lot of movement going on behind those 2 drivers. Brian Dorsey trying to find a lane. The 47 of Koska in the 6th spot. Watching it all unfold. We're 2 by 2 by 2 after. Oh, we got a little bit more contact. Hang on to it, boys. We're going 4 and 5 wide, but we're going to stay under green. Good job. Awesome racing. Meanwhile, while that was happening, John Dykeman says, well, okay, see ya. 1.8 seconds in front of Patrick Stein. Koska in the 47 trying to track down our second place runner, and he's got a little bit of Brian Dorsey right behind him. Kyle Jetty trying to get back up towards the front after hanging on for dear life. Trying to stay out of another caution. Here comes the 24 of Zach Kahalis on the inside. Kahalis right now being scored in the 7th spot. Heavy damage to the right front and the hood areas of that number 24. Pace starting to quicken here at Charlotte as the laps are winding down. Dykeman has himself a great lead right now. It's just going to be a matter of if he can hold on to it. 2.3 seconds and growing for John Dykeman. So Dykeman with that fresh air really taking advantage. Meanwhile, here comes Koska on the inside of Patrick Stein. Koska takes over 2nd spot. Going to now put his sights on John Dykeman for the race lead. Kyle Jetty back into the 4th spot. Looking for a top 3 finish is Jetty, as right now being scored in the 4th spot. A top 3 with the car looking like that would be pretty darn impressive. And here comes Craig Bell. Bell to the outside, going to try and take one away. The 89 moves up, blocks him. That's Stein, and meanwhile, while he's blocking the outside, here comes Kyle Jetty to the inside. Kyle Jetty in the 42, trying to make it happen. He can't. Bell gets down to the inside in front of Jetty. And now Craig Bell looking for that 3rd spot. He's going to take it away from Patrick Stein. Crank Bell really is moving. And Kyle Jetty able to get around Stein. Here comes the 24 now of Kahalis. Kahalis down to the inside. That front hood is starting to act a little bit like a parachute for that number 24. May not be able to keep speed all by himself. Maybe a great pusher here tonight, though. Kahalis down a spot. As Cody Richardson in the number 64 working around him, the 24 to the outside, no help, and that hood is going to slow him down. Although not by much, it looks like Cahalis fighting back on the outside. Is that outside groove really gonna make its entrance here tonight on lap number 81? We're gonna find out. It doesn't look like it. Cody Richardson going through turns 1 and 2, gonna make that pass happen. On to the backstretch we go. Here comes the number 20 of Mike Stuyvesant. Stuyvesant has got that Halloween car rolling. He's up 21 spots, the biggest mover of the race right now. Cahalis on the outside, gonna try and take it away. He does. So Cahalis now back up into the 7th spot. Meanwhile, back up front, John Dykeman continues his domination of the field over Andrew Koska, but Koska starting to catch up, and he's bringing Crank Bell along for the ride. What was a little over 2 seconds now, down to just about a half a second. Andrew Koska is moving that number 47. Crank Bell in the 14 may have lost a little bit of the draft off from Andrew Koska. And Koska now moves down to the inside. Koska looking for the race lead over John Dykeman. Dykeman on the outside watching it happen. He moves down just in front of Crank Bell, the 14 now. Gonna try and look for 2nd spot. John Dykeman on the outside. And here comes Crank Bell. Bell on the inside, gonna take it away from Dykeman. Dykeman now back to 3rd. Koska, your race leader. Kyle Jetty in the 42. Missing the whole rear of that car. Running in the 3rd spot as Cody Richardson, John Dykeman comes down pit road. And we've got a pretty good battle going on. Looks like Jetty way to the outside, though. Going to lose a couple of spots. As here comes a 60. Todd Neese going to get around him in the Ford. Andrew Koska leading the way. 85 laps complete. Coming out of turn number 4, Crank Bell trying to catch him up. Behind them, it's Cody Richardson in the 3rd spot, and his number 64, Zach Cahalis. In the breast cancer awareness, number 24. Trying to stay to the back bumper of Richardson. Plenty of speed if he does that on his own, though. I think he slows down. Todd Neese in a pretty clean Ford Mustang right behind him. Neese rounding out the top 5 in that 5th spot. Koska continues to lead over Crank. And Bell is moving in, trying to get within striking distance. The gap right now, 3 car lengths. Cody Richardson starting to separate himself from the drivers behind him. That's Zach Cahalis and Todd Neese. Neese looking on the inside. Cahalis may be in trouble. Todd Neese looking for the spot. Cahalis taking it back on the outside. It's back and forth down the backstretch. Todd Neese couldn't do it. He falls back in line. Cahalis holding on to the 4th spot. Brian Dorsey, driver of the number 9, up 19 spots into the 8th position, but ahead of him, the 20 of Mike Stiverson, up 21 spots. He is the biggest mover of the race here so far. Make it 22. That's Todd Neese bringing it down pit road. Up front, Crank Bell over Andrew Koska. The pass was made. The gap, 0.4 of a second. Let's go back and take a look at the pass for the race lead. Andrew Koska over Dykeman. Oh, excuse me. That was way a long time ago. I guess I gotta catch up. We'll go back live. How about Crank Bell passing in Andrew Koska? That's the one I wanted to show. A nice little trip to the inside lane, and he took it right away. Koska didn't put up much of a fight. And Crank Bell continues to lead the way. About 5 car lengths, the differential between 1st and 2nd spot. Then it's 3 seconds back to Cody Richardson. Zach Kahalis holding on to the 4th spot. Kyle Jetty in the torn up number 42, running in 5th. Mike Stiverson in the 20. Our biggest mover of the race up into the 6th spot, with Brian Dorsey up 20 and his number 9 to make it 7th. Patrick Stein up 14, Cole Gray down 1, Tom Richer down 7. That's our top 10. Off the hood, well, off the roof rather, of Cody Richardson, you can see Koska way out there, just a small speck. And behind him, we got a little action, the 41. John Dykeman, who's trying to get back on the lead lap, going by. The Dykeman on a fresh set of tires, moving quickly out there. Our race leaders, the last time top 5 were on pit road, lap number 69. So it has been a little while. Expect them to come down soon. Go for Crank Bell, Andrew Koska, and Cody Richardson, your top 3. Koska trying to catch Bell, but the gap is widening. Koska is the only one in the top 5 that did not take tires the last time on pit road, and it's starting to show as we fall under caution. We'll make it caution number 6. And let's see if we can figure out what happened. And it might have been on Paul Turner. Let's go back. Oh, yeah. Facing the wrong way on the track. That's going to get you every time. Yellow flag drops for the number 4. That was a long green flag run that came to an end. And now our leaders make it the top 11, have a decision to make. I don't think it's going to be much of a decision. They're all going to need to come down. You might as well come down under caution. And here they come. John Dykeman, the only driver to stay out there that you saw on screen. He was a lap down. Going to try and get it back this time by. Should get it back as a result of the lucky dog, though. So he'll be all set. It'll be 12 drivers on the lead lap. Pit stop's underway. We're going to step away for just a moment. Live right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're going to take it side by side. And welcome back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network, Charlotte Motor Speedway, the place to be for the Cyber Thunder Racing League Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. New race leader, the number 34, Tom Richer, with a 9.67 second pit stop. Good enough for fuel, maybe right side tires. Richard started in the third spot here tonight. And late into this one has found himself in the race lead. Slower driver starting to go around the pace car as the lights are off. So they have a mile and a half to get back to the tail end of the field. We're going to line them up 2 by 2. Going to be Richer on the inside, Koska on the outside. Third spot, Cody Richardson, Crank Bell. Make up a row number 2. Row number 3 is going to be the 20 of Mike Silverson and the 88 of Cole Gray. Andrew Caldwell, Brian Dorsey, Zach House, Chris Wald, your top 10. A lot of those names I haven't called in a long time, but here they are, working their way back in. And the question for some of these drivers is how much car do they have left? It's been a busy night here. Race number 5 of the season happening right now as the pace car drops down onto pit road. We get ready to go back under the green flag. Tom Richer leading the way. And here we go. Crank Bell right on the back bumper of Tom. The 34 getting a push by the 14. And Crank Bell comes off just before the corner. It's a good thing. Richer falling down to the inside. Those old tires aren't going to be able to hold on. Richard now getting past big time. The 47 of Koska going to be your race leader. Tom Richard. Oh, we got problems. Problems happening in the front. Yellow flag's going to go again. Oh boy. All right, let's see if we can figure out what happened. Wow, big time flips again here tonight. The 77, that's Dave Sanders just trying to figure out a way around it all. And he did. He absolutely did. Sanders and Moore trying to figure out who can have less car at the finish line. Let's go back to Cole Gray here for this one. I don't think that's where it started, but that's where we're going to go. Just need to back it up a little bit. All right, let's see how this one starts. Oh, yeah, Cole Gray. Comes across the field. Mows along. Keeps it out of pit road. And then spins it around. And then on the pit road he goes. But very little damage out of the 88. And that's where it all started. As he takes a tow anyway. He was at his pit stall. Seventh caution of the evening. As this one continues to roll on. 17 laps to go. And this is nothing like Daytona was last week. I'm not going to play another commercial because, well, I'm out. But I think I will step away for just a moment. I'll be right back when we go back to the green flag. All right, back live here at Charlotte, working our 7th caution. Guys, thank you very much in chat. I appreciate having someone to talk to once in a while. And I just didn't feel like talking out loud for a moment. I had to take a little break. So forgive me for that, but we are back live here for the finish of this one. 15 laps to go. Andrew Koska, Craig Bell, your top 2. Tom Richard in the 3rd spot. Ordinarily, I would say that's a great way to restart, but on those older tires, I'm starting to question just a little bit. Patrick Stein up 18 spots into the 4th place with John Dykeman in 5th in his number 41. Jason Daltman to his outside as the pace car starts down pit road. We get ready to go back green flag racing. Andrew Koska has control of the field on the inside. The 47 hits the loud pedal. Here we go, back under green. Side by side, heading into turn number 1, and it looks like Craig Bell on the outside, a little bit of a disadvantage. Tom Richer holding on much better this time. Those old tires not seemingly affecting him at the moment. The 34 shoves it in through turns 3 and 4, having trouble holding on to it, worked his way to the outside, and Patrick Stein did a great job to stop the yellow flag from coming out again. He moved himself right up to the wall, but here comes John Dykeman from nowhere. Dykeman in the 41, who led some earlier on, looking to try and get back there. Craig Bell falls the 3rd spot. Here comes the Patrick Stein in the 89. A 4-car breakaway. Make it 5 as Jason Dalton joins the top 5. And he is ready to try and take away a win in the number 22. "12 laps to go for Andrew Koska, leading this one. Meanwhile, behind him, it is all starting to break loose. The 41 of Dykeman trying to work under Craig Bell. Bell trying to fight back on the outside. The 14 really doing a good job here tonight. He's, for the most part, kept it pretty clean and having a great showing after a disappointing race last week at Daytona. Bell on the outside, not going to be able to hold on to it. John Dykeman has 2nd spot all to himself. Now the 41 taking it down to the inside. The 41 looking for the race lead. The 47 tries to block, and it's not going to work. The 47 spins himself out. Here comes Craig Bell to the inside. We stay under green. Oh, big time problem for Andrew Koska, who was leading this one. Got a little aggressive on the block and paid the price heavily. 10 laps to go. Craig Bell leading the way. Dykeman, Stein, and Dalton, your top 4. It is a 4-car breakaway, and Chris Bell leading them to the stripes one more time to make it 9 to go. Jay, just don't say I'm gonna win, because I'll probably crash at my desk here. It's been a rough night for your picks, bud. With 9 laps to go, though, Craig Bell, John Dykeman. Dykeman right on the back bumper of Bell, trying to put up pressure on. Works his way down to the inside. He's got the move. Oh, man, does he have the move? The 41. Put the left side on the grass to try and make this one happen. Bell fighting back on the outside. Dykeman to the inside. The inside's been the place to go here tonight. It may. At the line, Bell holding off. And that's a pretty good job on the outside, because the outside has been pretty ineffective here tonight. But Chris Bell just made it work across the start-finish line. Can he do it again? Because Dykeman working underneath one more time. And I don't think so. Bell works on the outside, gets it by a nose back up front, maybe a doorway, And the 14 lets off the throttle way early, trying to get that out of the corner speed. May have let off a little too much though, as Dykeman really leads the way here, and we are under caution. David Rogerson having a little crash. Let's go back and take a look at the 37 out of Canada. Oh, the 47 was facing the wrong way on track already. That was Koska. Let's go back and see what happened to Andrew Koska, because he was running the wrong way on track. Along with the 42 Jetty. Oh man. A bad night for Koska and Jetty. Turns worse. As David Robinson just had no place to go for Rogerson. Okay. Caution number 8 on the evening. 6 laps to go. So we should be able to fire up here for a nice little shootout. Although I don't know if these guys need a shootout here tonight. It's been rough. Charlotte has brought out the aggression. Richard Koska, Stuyvesant, and Jetty all on pit road. As our race leaders are working the backstretch, so plenty of time to get some repairs done. Richard comes out. He was on pit road for 28 seconds. Taking a peek in on Discord here. Looks like Zach is he's running out of whiskey. Not gonna have enough. That's pretty funny. My second time broadcasting with these guys. And if you do the averages, it's only 4 cautions per race. So that's not bad. Make sure you check out w4wusa.org. Get yourself familiar with Wheels for Warriors USA. It's a pretty cool thing. I gotta say, it's a great way to thank veterans who may be having trouble assimilating back into the regular populace. If I remember correctly, next week, Cyber Thunder Racing League going to take the week off from the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. And then the following week, it's going to be road racing at Watkins Glen. I don't believe I'm going to be here for that one, but I'm probably going to have to jump in and watch. And I'll just mispronounce everybody's names in my head. Sorry, Bill. Road racing is actually pretty fun. It just takes a little getting used to. Remember, back up your corners, slow in, fast out. Hit your apexes. Watch out for that really sharp right-hander at the very end coming back onto the front stretch. It'll eat you up. All right. Lights are off. We're getting ready to go. Field foiled in. Columns of 2. John Dykeman. Craig Bell, your front row. Patrick Smith, Jason Dullen, Eric Moore, Todd Neese, your top 6. Waiting for the green flag to fly. Dykeman has control of the field. Green is out. The 41 hits the loud pedal. Here we go. 2 laps to go. Side by side going on to the backstretch. Bell, Dykeman. Bell with the slight advantage. Heading into turns 3 and 4 now. They make contact. Bell up to the wall. Bell trying to hold on. Bell lost a lot of spots there. The 89 goes around. We're going to end this one with, no, we're not. We're going to go 9th caution. It's going to be green, white checker. Oh boy. Well, let's go back and take a look at 3 wide racing here at Charlotte. And that never really works. 22, the 89, the 14, the 9. All getting involved. The 22. I feel like I can say this with you guys now, but don't let your car just float. Hit the brake, hold on to it, and pray nobody hits you. All right, well, we'll head back live. And there are a ton, and I do mean a ton, of torn up cars. Eric Moore in the 5 car running in 2nd spot here. And he's got no front clip. It's going to be a green, white checkered attempt. And the field is getting smaller and smaller as the laps progress. We're into overtime. Hold your brakes. It's not new. Everybody's been told that about, what, 100, 150 times? Just one of those things as a competitor, sometimes you forget about. I get it. Got to go ahead and thank everybody for tuning into the Turn 3 Racing Network here tonight for the Cyber Thunder Racing League Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. Unfortunately, we are working our 9th caution here tonight with a green white checker happening right around the corner. Pace car lights are on. Our race leader, John Dykeman. Eric Moore in 2nd spot. Crank Bell has made his way back up to 3rd, but missing part of the car. Todd Neese in the 60. In 4th, Tom Richer in 5th. And guys out in chat, I got to say, the 34 at this point may be up for a win. Everybody else in front of him, well, with the exception of Dykeman, pretty beat up. Starting from the inside, it'll be row number 3. So we're going to watch from row 3 with 2 laps to go. Yeah, you're right. Fresh tires on the 34. So that is... My only concern will be that if he gets into fresh air, I don't know how fast it's going to be missing that front clip. We're going to find out. We've seen a couple of cars here tonight that were pretty quick without that front clip. The 24 was one of them. Kahalis at one point was doing a really good job holding his speed. Unfortunately, right now, down several laps. Pace car going to go ahead and hit the switch, reshut the lights off. We're going to fold into columns of 2, get ready to go back under the green flag in about a mile and a half. Weight reduction. Yeah, well, there's something to be said about that. Tech might have an issue with it. Nah, it happened during the race. Unfortunately, a lot of drivers not able to finish here tonight. It looks like from 17th on back. Nope, make it 16th on back, not on track. No, I didn't like that outside call either. And 3 wide at Charlotte hardly ever works. Looks like Crank Bell might be towed in a little bit on the left side from what I was just seeing. That's going to affect the handling of that machine. So Eric Moore, who was pretty quick earlier on in this race, going to be starting from second on the inside. The 41 has control of the field as the pace car goes down pit road. And Dykeman gonna hit the loud pedal right now. Oh, the 14 with a miserable start. That's gonna back up the whole front of the inside groove. Crank Bell just could not get it going, and that's gonna give an opportunity for Todd Neese now. Neese in second spot. Paul Turner in the 4 in third. And Eric Moore is right there. No front clip at all. Paul Turner looking for a podium finish as they are getting ready to cross the start finish line. No more cautions tonight as we're on the last lap. Yeah, I kind of missed that one. Oh well. A 4-car breakaway for the top spot. Heading into turn number 3, and right now John Dykeman leads the way. Todd Neese, Paul Turner running second and third. And our race winner tonight going to be the 41 of John Dykeman. Todd Neese, Paul Turner bringing in home second and third. So Dykeman up 15 spots to finish in the as the winner. Todd Neese up 8. Paul Turner, an impressive run, up 21 spots to finish in third. And I don't know if it's winning or surviving here tonight, but one way or the other, they got it done. And the 41 going to make the grass pay. Going to step away for just a moment. When we come back, post-race interviews. Don't go away. And welcome back here to Charlotte as we had I can't say it another way. We had a caution-filled
Sorry about that.
race here, and that's okay, Paul. And we have our top three ready to go. Finishing in third place tonight, it's going to be Paul Turner. Paul, the four car looking pretty good, up 21 spots. Did you have anything for those race winners of the first and second spot, John and Todd? Did you have anything for them at the end, or were you pretty much out?
No, I don't think I had anything left. I had some damage. So I was on fresh tires, though, from like 15 lap old tires, but I didn't think I had anything left to catch them. Just trying to get a good finish, and it worked out tonight.
Well, it did work out. I mean, like I said, up 21 spots to finish in the third spot. Who do you have on the four that you need to thank tonight, Paul?
Of course, Wheels for Warriors. Thanks for what they do. And thanks to the admins at Cyber, Tom and Crank and Chris and David for all they do, and all my teammates out at Longshot.
Man, a lot of good times out there, Paul. Thanks again, and congratulations on the third place finish.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Paul Turner, third place runner in the number 4, and that's going to lead us right into Todd Neese, the driver of the number 60. And I love to say this, Ford 1 and 2. Todd, the 60 car kind of hung out all night. You're up 8 spots into the second place. Take me through your night.
A war of attrition. That was a rough race. Not really representative of the good group of guys that we have here at the Wheels for Warriors Pro USA Cup Series. That's an anomaly for us. We'll do better. But just tried to be patient. And it seemed like I was getting lucky with the cautions at the end because my car was kind of beat up. I had been in a couple of different altercations, and I really would have rather had green flag racing, but I feel very fortunate and lucky to finish where I did.
Well, you did, and up 8 spots, so you had some speed. Obviously tonight, patience was the key word. Not a lot on display tonight, but the 60 coming home in second spot. Who do you have on the Ford Mustang that you need to thank?
First, I want to thank Wheels for Warriors. I love the work that they do for our veterans. It's a wonderful cause and a wonderful group, and thank them for sponsoring this series. I thank Turn 3 Racing Network for broadcasting our races and putting on a good show. And I want to thank Publix Supermarkets Incorporated. They give me a fast Ford Mustang every week, and I couldn't be happier to rock the green and white. And I thank my wife, who allows me the time to race and takes care of our children.
Well, that's the most important one, isn't it? Always have to thank the wife.
Save the best for last.
There you go. Congratulations once again on a second place finish for the driver of the number 60, Todd Neese. And of course, that leaves us with one more Ford driver to go. It's the driver of the number 41, bringing it home on the top spot, up 15 here tonight. It's John Dykeman. John, take me through the race, man. It was something else.
Yeah, it was a really good first half of the race. The first stint went really well for my teammate Andrew and I, and worked our way up. But cautions breed cautions. I certainly didn't help. I know I bumped into the 60 car at one point, exit of 4. I'm hoping it was net code with my teammate Andrew in the 47, entering 3, and would like to look at the replay before I talk about what happened between Crank and I. If it's my fault, I do apologize, but it's also going for the lead, so I'm sure hopefully it was a racing incident. But this guy, Cyber Thunder, is a really good league. Unfortunately, it's just one of those nights for us, but it was overall a really fun race.
It was fun to watch. The cautions do slow things down a little bit, but I think you guys are some of the most top-notch drivers out there. Who do you have, Bud, on the 41 that you need to thank tonight?
First off, I want to thank Wheels for Warriors. As a vet, it's really good to see a veteran organization help those in need, especially with the recent situation in Afghanistan. A lot of people need some extra thought and love for that. So do appreciate what they do. Appreciate Cyber Thunder, Crank, Tom, Chris. They put on a great league. Shout out to NextGenRacing, Tom and Tyler Beeman. Everyone over there is a great crew to race with, the power headset. And glad to get a win. Wish it was under better circumstances, though.
Well, circumstances, sometimes they just happen to fall in your favor tonight. That's exactly what happened, John. A great race out of you and a great win for the 41 here tonight. And that is going to do it here for us at the Turn 3 Racing Network. the Cyber Thunder Racing League, Wheels for Warriors USA. I believe we're off next week. Come back the following week for a road course. Yeah, you heard it right here live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We are going to head out road course racing with the Cyber Thunder guys. And until then, we look forward to seeing you again next time right here live on the Turn 3 Racing Network.